Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I have a beautiful Pilates ab and glute workout for you, all the way from the beautiful Greek islands. All right, grab your mat and let's get started. So let's start with a hamstring stretch. We need these lengthened for today's workout. So laying on your back in a neutral spine, you're going to draw one leg up and towards you. So keep your T-zone tight, keep your hips nice and square on the mat, and try not to let the hips tuck under and lift up off the mat. This will help stretch the hamstrings. Beautiful. So inhale T-zone and exhale, draw that leg closer towards you, enhancing the stretch. Just a reminder, like always, when you're stretching, it should be a nice gentle stretch, never force the muscles. And like always, when you're working out the muscles, you should never feel any pain through your hips, neck, back, or any other joints. Awesome. Swapping legs if you haven't already. So inhale T-zone, exhale, draw the leg towards you. If you don't know what I mean by your T-zone, please refer to my Pilates Basics video linked below. That's it. If you want to do a little bit of flossing, just point and flex the toe slightly. Enjoy the hamstring stretch. Good. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed back and down, your chin's tucked in, and your T-zone is tight. Beautiful. All right, going into our first exercise, the lift foot and extend to warm up the core. So in a neutral spine, T-zone tight. Inhale, bring one leg into tabletop. Exhale, extend the leg out along the floor. That's it. Inhale to bring it back to tabletop. Exhale to lower the foot. So to make this easier, you can not lower the leg as far and not stretch the leg out as far. And to make it harder, really stretch out through the leg and lower the leg further towards the ground. Good. So the aim here is to really keep your ribs to hips. So there should be no arching through your lower back and there should be no rocking through your hips. Keep that T-zone tight. Really draw in all your deep abdominal muscles. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed back and down and chin is tucked in. Inhale to lift the leg, exhale to extend, inhale to bring it back to tabletop, exhale to lower the foot to the floor. Nice work, keep it going. We're just warming up the core with this exercise, getting it firing for your workout. Don't you worry, it will get harder. That's it, check your shoulders are relaxing back and down, your chin's tucked in, and your spine isn't rocking or moving, and your hips are staying nice and still. Remember, when your leg is in tabletop, it's a 90 degrees at the hips and a 90 degree at the knee, and your toe is pointed, keeping the knee above your hips. Okay, last one of these, and we are moving on. Okay, next we are going into oblique curl in tabletop. This works your abdominal muscles, and we need an imprinted spine. So imprint your spine towards the ground, bring your legs up in tabletop, knees hip distance apart, interlace your hands at the base of your head, elbows wide, chin tucked in, and shoulders pulling back and down. Now, inhale T-zone, exhale, curl the body up, right rib cage to left hip bone, and then come back down. And then left rib cage to right hip bone, and then come back down. Just remember to keep scooping out your belly, keep drawing in all your deep abdominal muscles, keep the knees above your hips, keep the 90 degrees at the hips and knees, and keep the toes pointed. Now use your abdominals to pull you up and across. Don't use your arms, don't use the momentum, use your abdominals to pull up. Keep resting your head gently into your hands. Keep the shoulders pulling back and down, the elbows wide, and keep the chin tucked in. So it's an exhale as you curl the body up, inhale as you come back down. Good, really trying to shorten the ribs to hips. Good, if you want to make it harder, don't come all the way down to the ground in between. Keep that curl, keep the body curled up, and then go oblique, back to center, oblique, back to center. Otherwise, you can come down in between every rep. Nice work. Keep them going. So exhale to curl the body up. Inhale to come back down. Remember, you can rest anytime. If you need any breaks during today's workout, you can take it at any time. Okay, let's go one more, and then we're moving on to bicycle legs. So with bicycle legs, we need an imprinted spine, and your legs are in tabletop, hip distance apart. Interlace your hands at the base of your head and curl the body up, really shortening your ribs to hips. From this position, we are going to extend one leg out at a time. That's it. It's an exhale to lower the leg and an inhale to bring it back to tabletop. Again, the aim here is to really keep scooping out your belly and think ribs to hips, curling the body up as high as you can, trying to get those shoulder blades off the ground. To make it harder, stretch the leg lower and further. And to make it easier, don't lengthen the leg as far and aim higher. Excellent work. Keep drawing in your T-zone. That's it. It's an exhale to lower the leg and an inhale to bring it back to tabletop. Excellent work. Keep scooping out the belly. Keep curling the body up. Keep that imprinted spine. Really stretch to the leg. Excellent work. If your neck gets tired or you need to rest the upper body, that's fine. You can just lay back on the ground like I'm doing, resting the head, resting the arms and shoulders on the ground, and you continue on with the bicycle legs. Just remember, keep scooping out the belly, keep imprinting the spine, and breathe. Exhale to lower the leg, inhale to bring it back to tabletop. Nice work. Just remember, when you're curling the body up, check your shoulders are pulling back and down, the elbows are wide, so you're not pulling with your arms, you're not pulling on your neck. Try to rest your head gently into your hands. Let the abdominals do the work. That's it. Nice work. Okay, moving on. Next is crisscross. So we're going to add in an oblique curl. So as you curl the body up and do an oblique curl towards one leg in tabletop, extend the other leg out towards the ground. So it's an exhale to curl the body across and inhale to bring it back to center. That's it. Try to keep that body curled up. Really try to scoop out your abdominals. Curl the ribs towards your hips. Try to get those shoulder blades off the ground. And that's it. Try not to rest the upper body on the ground in between. Try to keep curled up. Now, of course, if you want to make it easier, you can come down towards the ground with your upper body in between the reps. Otherwise, keep curled up high and keep extending those legs out nice and low, really stretching through the legs and the toes. Beautiful. Really feel those abs burn. They should be working nice and hard. Excellent work. So it's an exhale to curl the body up and across, and inhale to come back to center. Nice work. Like I said before, if you want to rest your upper body towards the ground every rep, that's completely okay. If you want to make it harder, keep the body curled up. Keep shortening the ribs to hips. Nice work. Keep drawing in your T-zone. Keep scooping out those deep abdominal muscles. If you want a flat, tight tummy, this is where you're going to get it. Nice work. Okay, last one. Well done. If you need to have a little rest, you can. Otherwise, imprint your spine, bring your legs into tabletop, legs squeezed together, and hands above your chest, palms facing towards your knees. Okay, inhale, T-zone. Exhale, you're going to curl the body up, hands past your hips, and extend the legs to the sky. Inhale to come back to the starting position. Beautiful. So exhale, curl the body up, drawing your ribs towards your hips. Inhale to come back to the starting position. Excellent. So keep those legs squeezing together, really stretching through the legs, stretching through the toes, keeping the buttocks on the ground so your buttocks isn't tucking under. And really curl your ribs to hips. Try to get the shoulder blades off the ground. Keep pulling your shoulder blades back and down. Keep the chin tucked in. That's it. Really stretch through your fingertips. Lengthen through the limbs. Nice work. Keep that going. If you do want to rest your neck for a couple of reps, you can keep with the leg extension and the arms, but not lift the head and not curl up. It doesn't work your abs as much, but it is completely doable and okay. Otherwise, keep with the full hundreds preparation. Curl the body up, stretch through the fingertips, stretch through the legs, keep the ribs to hips, imprinted spine, and keep squeezing those legs together. That's it, you're doing amazing. Keep them going. Exhale to curl the body up, really stretch through the limbs, and inhale to come back to the starting position. Remember to keep your T-zone and all your deep abdominal muscles drawn in nice and tight, shoulders back and down, chin tucked in, and you can take the rest whenever you need. If you've still got juice in the tank though, keep it going. We're nearly there. Okay, and they are done, but don't go far. Next we have scissors. So in the same starting position, but this time with your legs hip distance apart, you're going to curl the body up, sweep your hands past your hips, extend the legs to the sky and hold this position. From here, on the exhale, you're going to scissor one leg down towards the ground and inhale, draw it back up towards the starting position. Swap legs. Excellent work. So make sure your T-zone is tight and your spine is imprinted and your ribs are to hips. You don't want your back arching. You want to keep that imprinted spine. Make sure you only go as far as you can with the legs, maintaining that neutral spine. Now, to make it easier, you don't have to lower the legs as far. You can make little scissors. That's completely okay. And if you want to rest the upper body on the ground, that is also completely okay. Otherwise, curl the body up as high as you can. Really lengthen and straighten those legs. Point through the toes and lower them as low as you can. Again, without your back arching. Okay, next we have a straight leg crisscross. So like we did the crisscross before, but we have our legs straightened. So curl the body up and lengthen the legs towards the sky. And then from here, we're going to do an oblique twist towards one leg and lower the other one. So keep drawing in your T-zone. Keep drawing your ribs towards your hips. Only lower the legs as low as you can without letting your back arch. You want to keep the tummy scooped. You want to keep that imprinted spine. Nice work. Remember, you can also go back to the normal crisscross if the straight-legged crisscross is getting too much. Otherwise, stay with me. Extend those legs nice and straight, nice and long. Really point through the toes. Really cross your right rib cage to left hip bone, left rib cage to right hip bone. Exhaling as you curl across. Inhale as you come back to center. That's it. Really engage your core. You're nearly there. Keep it going. And well done. Your abs are done for the moment. Okay, next we're going into some glute work. We're doing the clam with the feet up. So just laying at the back of your mat, so you have one straight line from your wrist, shoulder, hips, and feet. Squeeze the heels together and lift them up off the mat. So just remember your hips are stacked one on top of the other, and make sure you keep the gap between the waist and the floor. That's it. All right, so inhale, T-zone, squeeze the heels together. Exhale, open the knees. And inhale, lower the knee back down. So only raise the knee as high as you can without your hips rolling backwards. You don't want to roll back. You want to keep the hips stacked and keep that neutral spine. Just make sure your shoulders are pulling back and down, chin is tucked in, and the T-zone is tight. That's it. So squeeze the heels together. Exhale, open the knees. Inhale, lower the knee. That's it. Keep it nice and controlled and as smooth as possible, and try not to rest in between. That's it. Nice work. So if you want to make it harder, you can open the knees higher, but again, as long as the hips don't roll back. To make it easier, you don't have to lift the knee as high. Beautiful work. Again, just make sure your hips are stacked and you're not collapsing through the waist. So you don't want to collapse the waist to the floor. Keep that gap between the waist and the floor. You might even want to put your top hand on your hip and push the hips away to make sure they're staying stacked. Okay, keep everything where it is, and we're going to add the kick out. So next, clam, inhale to open the knee, Exhale to extend the leg in line with the rest of the body, no lower than hip height. Inhale, bring the feet back together. Exhale, lower the knee. Beautiful work. Keep it going. So inhale to open the knee. Exhale to extend the leg. Inhale to bring the feet back together. And exhale to lower the knee. That's it. Keep squeezing the heels together. Keep the hips still. Keep the spine in neutral. Make the glutes do all the work. Nice work. So if you want to make this harder, obviously open the knee higher as long as the hips aren't rocking backwards, and then kick the leg further back and higher. To make it easier, you don't have to open the knee as high and you don't have to kick back as far or as high. Beautiful work. You can keep the hand on the hip, keep pushing that hip away to keep the hips stacked like I'm just doing. Or if you want the balance, you can pop the hand out in front of you. How good does it feel to work the body? I am absolutely loving where I am. I'm on one of the most beautiful Greek islands. It's so traditional. It's so full of nature. I'm just loving my time here. Okay, moving on. We're doing the 90-degree bent leg raise. So bring your legs so your knees and your hips are 90 degrees. Stack those hips, keep the gap between the waist and the floor. T-zone tight. On the exhale, you're going to lift the knee in line with the bottom leg. On an inhale, lower it back down. Now try not to rest the leg down. Just a small tap and then lift it back to keep them working. Nice work. To make it harder, you can lift the leg higher. To make it easier, don't lift the leg as high. Just remember to keep those hips stacked. Squeeze the glute. Exhale to open. Inhale to lower it back down. Keep the movement as smooth as possible. Really working those glutes right there where I'm pointing. Nice work. Just think, how strong are these glutes getting right now? All right, we're moving on. We're doing rectangles on the elbow. So you just want to place your elbow under the shoulder and you want the hips stacked. So squeeze the shoulders back and down. Push that top hip away. T-zone tight. Extend the top leg out in line with the rest of the body. Toe is pointed. So on an exhale, your leg's going to go back and up. On an inhale, forward and down, drawing that rectangle. That's it. So your real focus here is to keep the ribs to hips, keep the hips stacked, keep them still, the glutes doing the work. The hips aren't rocking, the back is not moving. Really focus on pulling your shoulders back and down. So working all those shoulder stability muscles. And keep both sides of your waist equal, so your waist should not be drooping down towards the ground. You should keep that nice straight spine. That's it. So to make it harder, you can make the rectangles bigger, just as long as your back is not arching, especially when your leg goes back, and as long as your back isn't rounding when your leg goes forward. Remember, the main aim here is to keep the hips really still to make the glutes do the work. And just check your shoulders are pulling back and down. You're not collapsing into the shoulder, so your shoulder's not coming up near your ears. Now, if you're finding it uncomfortable to be on your elbow, you can lay down just what I'm doing now, like we did before. Whatever works best for your body today is perfect. So keep challenging it. Work those glutes. Really good work. So it's an exhale to go back and up, and inhale to come forward and down with the leg. Beautiful. Keep that going. Okay, and they are done. Well done. Okay, stay where you are because we're going into bicycles on the elbows. So keep the hips stacked and extend that leg in line with the body, no lower than hip height. So it's an inhale to bend the knee forward directly over the bottom leg, and an exhale to straighten the leg out in front of the body, flex the foot back, and then sweep it back in line with the body like you're riding a bicycle. Excellent work. So really focus on pushing that top hip away. Keep the hips stacked. Keep that neutral spine. Keep pulling your shoulders back and down so you're not collapsing into the shoulders. That's it. Really focus on the glutes. We don't have many. That's it. The glutes should really be working. The core should be working. The arms should be working to hold you up. Nice work. Keep pulling the shoulders back and down. Keep the T-zone tight. One more. Well done. Okay, just 2 more kneeling glute exercises to finish off these glutes. So you want the hand directly under the shoulders, and then you want the knee under the hips. Keep that neutral spine, neutral neck, so one straight line from your crown of the head to the hips. Extend that leg out, point the toe, and then it's an exhale to lift the leg and an inhale to lower the leg. That's it. Keep lengthening through the spine. Keep pulling your shoulders back and down, working those shoulder stability muscles. Keep the T-zone super tight. Keep the glutes strong. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale to lift the leg. Inhale to lower. That's it. Try not to rest between reps. Just a tap of the floor on the floor, or you don't even have to tap the foot to the floor. That's it. Squeeze the glutes to lift. Good work. You're doing amazing. Keep the shoulders pulling back and down. Just check your hands directly under your shoulders, no higher. Excellent work. Okay, keep that core strong. Keep the shoulder stability muscles strong. Now we're going to sweep the leg forward and back. And like before, we want the spine to stay still. We want the hips to stay still. Really keep the ribs to hips so your back does not arch. And keep the T-zone tight to keep the hips super still. Sweeping the leg forward and back. So it's an inhale to come forward and exhale to sweep the leg back. Nice work. Really pull those shoulders back and down. Keep the core super tight now. That's it. Work the glutes. Remember, you can take a rest whenever you need. Only a few to go. Exhale to sweep the leg back in line with the rest of the body. Try to keep it high. To make it harder, you sweep the leg further. To make it easier, just make smaller movements. Okay, we've got to do all that now on the other side. Are you ready? All right, we're going into the clams with your feet up. So remember, laying on your side with your arm overhead. So one straight line from your hand, shoulder, hips and feet. Squeeze the heels together and lift the feet up off the ground. From here, squeeze your glute, and on an exhale, you're going to open the knee. On an inhale, lower the knee. Make sure your T-zone is tight, your hips are stacked, there's a gap between the waist and the floor, your shoulders are pulling back and down, and chin is tucked in. Nice work. So again, to make it harder, open the knees higher. To make it easier, don't open as wide. Nice work. So keep that going. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Keep the movement as smooth and controlled as possible. Now the second side is always a little bit harder because the bottom glute has worked and now it has to stabilize. So just a little Pilates workout tip is to keep alternating that starting glute side. So you're not always starting your workouts on the same glute, on the same side. Nice work. Keep these going. Okay, you're doing amazing. On the next one, you're going to add the kick out. So it's an inhale to open the knees and exhale to extend the leg. Remember, in line with the rest of the body and no lower than hip height. Inhale, bring your feet back together, and on an exhale, lower the knee back towards the other. Nice work. Keep squeezing the heels together. Squeeze the glutes. Make sure you've still got the gap between the waist and the floor. Your shoulders are pulling back and down. Your chin is tucked in. Make sure your back is not arching. Keep the rib to hip connection. That's it. To make it harder, you can open the knee wider and kick the leg back further and higher. And to make it easier, You don't have to open as wide or kick the leg back as far or as high. You're doing amazing. How good are you feeling? Are you smiling? Are you enjoying the workout? I really hope you are. I'm loving this beachside workout to the sound of the ocean. I really hope you are too. Okay, last clam kick out with your feet up. And they are done. Well done. Okay, we're into the 90-degree bent leg raise. So bring your legs up so your hips and knees are at 90 degrees. T-zone tight, squeeze the glute, and exhale to lift the leg in line with the bottom leg. Inhale to lower it back down. Beautiful work. So keep drawing in your deep abdominal muscles so your T-zone is tight. Keep your hips stacked, especially as you lift that leg. You don't want the hips to roll back. That's it. Keep the ribs to hips so you're not arching through your back. Good. It's an exhale to open and inhale to lower. Nice work. Keep that going. Your glutes are working so hard. I hope you're enjoying the burn. Stay with it. You're doing so good. Okay, and we're moving on to your rectangles on the elbow. So just remember your elbow is directly below your shoulders and your shoulders are pulling back and down. Lengthen your spine, stack your hips, and focus on keeping both sides of your waist equal lengths. Okay, from here, remember to extend the leg in line with the rest of the body, no lower than hip height. It's an exhale to go back and up, and an inhale to come forward and down. Nice. Again, pull those shoulders back and down so they're not coming up near your ears. Make those shoulder stability muscles really work. Keep your T-zone tight. Push that top hip away and breathe. Exhale to go back and up. Inhale to come forward and down. Beautiful. Stay with that. And just remember, if your upper body is getting tired or too achy and your form is starting to really lack, just remember you can come back and lay down on the ground on the arm. That is completely okay. Form over anything else. If you've still got juice in the tank though, bring it back to the elbow, shoulders back and down, lengthen the spine, squeeze the glutes, really stretch through the leg, point through the toe, lengthen the limb. That's it. Keep it going. Just a few to go. Exhale to sweep the leg back and up, and inhale to come forward and down. Okay, last one. Well done. Okay, we're going on to bicycles. So stay in the same position. And it's an inhale to bend the top knee over the bottom knee. Exhale, extend the leg, flex the foot back, and then sweep it back in line with the body. That's it. Keep it going. Inhale to bend the knee in line with the bottom knee. Exhale, straighten the leg, flex the foot, and sweep it back around. That's it, like you're riding a bike. Nice work. Really keep those hips still. Keep the T-zone tight. Keep the neutral spine. That's it. Shoulders pulling back and down, chin tucked in. You're doing so good. Those glutes are working super hard. Remember to keep the leg no lower than hip height. That's it. To make it harder, sweep the leg back further, really squeezing the glutes. Make it a bigger bicycle. As long as you're not arching your back or tucking your bottom under, keep those hips nice and still. Keep the spine in neutral. Really good. And keep that knee straight so it's aligning straight. It's not pointing down to the ground or up to the ceiling. That's it. You're doing so good. Okay, we're up to the last set of kneeling exercises. So the kneeling side kicks. So make sure that hand is directly under the shoulder, the knee under the hips, neutral spine, shoulders pulling back and down, and T-zone super tight. On an exhale, you're going to squeeze the glute and lift the leg. That's it. Really think length through the leg. Toe is pointed. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Remember to control the movement. Squeeze the glute. Make the glute work. That's it. Ribs to hips so you're not arching through your back. The hips are still. Nice work. Stay with it. I know it's getting hard. That's it. Make sure your hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Knees facing forward so it's not pointing down towards the ground or up towards the sky. That's it. Keep that nice long neutral spine. Shoulders are pulling back and down. Ribs to hips, T-zone tight. You're nearly there. Excellent work. Okay, the last one in this series is the sweeps. So same starting position, hand under the shoulders. Shoulders are really pulling back and down. The knees under the hips. That's it. Extend that leg long. Point the toe. Squeeze the glute. And it's a sweep forward on the inhale. On the exhale, sweep the leg back. That's it. Keep the hips nice and still. Keep that neutral spine. Make sure the back doesn't arch as the leg goes back, and make sure your butt doesn't tuck under as the leg comes forward. So only sweep the leg as far forward and back as you can. Maintain that neutral spine and keep those hips still. Nice work. You're doing amazing. So close. Last one. Well done. They are done. Your glute series is finished. Well done. Okay, we're going to finish your workout with some mountain climbers. So we need a high plank position. So we want your hands under your shoulders, and then we want a straight line from the crown of your head through your shoulders, hips, and to your feet. So T-zone tight, ribs to hips, and really push the ground away. Think of lifting the upper spine up to meet your shoulder blades. So from here, T-zone super tight, keep the spine super still, keep the hips still. Exhale, draw one knee up towards your chest. Inhale, place the foot back where you got it. Keep that going. So the aim here is to keep your spine really still. Keep the hips nice and stable. That's it. Keep the chest over the hands. Now, if it gets too much, just drop and hold a knee plank. And then when you're ready, return back to the mountain climbers. Exhale to draw the knee in. Inhale to place the foot back where you got it. Keep pushing the ground away. Keep that nice neutral spine. Make sure your butt isn't sticking up in the air and your back's not sagging. Keep the shoulders pulling back and down. Well done. You smashed today's workout. So we're just going to finish off with a few stretches. So first is the press stretch. So we can just sink your bottom back to your heels, stretch out through the hands and arms, really lengthening them out in front of you, and then lower the body to the ground. You should feel the stretch through your underarms and your lats, and maybe a little bit through your lower back and glutes. Nice work. So breathe in, T-zone, breathe out, sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Okay, from here, come back to your high plank, and then we're going to stretch the back of the legs. So we're going to pike the bottom up into the sky and stretch out the hamstrings. Make sure your shoulders are pulling back and down, your T-zone is tight, and if it feels good, you can walk out one leg at a time, walking your dog. Nice work. Okay, coming back to your high plank position, drop your knees to the ground, and we're going to go into your cat-cow, stretching through your vertebra. So it's an exhale to arch the back up and an inhale to lower it towards the floor. Now, I don't hyperextend the neck. So just you can look towards the ground in front of you instead of looking up towards the sky. That's it. And exhale to curl the back up towards the sky. Inhale to lower the back towards the ground, looking in front of you. Good. Make sure your shoulders are pulling back and down. Your T-zone is tight. Nice. Enjoy your very well-deserved stretch today. That was a challenging workout. I hope you loved it. Okay, we are going to finish off with your mermaid stretch. So sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones, you're going to have both knees bent out to the same direction. The sole of your foot is sitting up against the thigh of the other leg. And we're going to inhale T-zone, draw the arm up, exhale, curl the body over to the side, stretching out the side of the body, maybe the underarm and maybe the side of the hip. Beautiful. Just staying there. So inhale T-zone, exhale, see if you can stretch it a little bit further. Beautiful. This exercise can get a little bit confusing, so just make sure your feet and your hands are facing in the same direction. All right, come back to sitting and we'll reset and we'll go again. Just really stretch through the arms, stretch through the fingers. Try to lengthen the side of the body. Just make sure your ribs are to hips. You're not arching through your lower back. Excellent. Let's do that on the other side. So the legs are facing in the other direction. Sitting up nice and tall, T-zone tight, ribs to hips, shoulders back and down. Inhale T-zone, stretch the arm up. Exhale, stretch over the body, stretching out the side body. Again, you may feel it under the underarm and the side of the hip. Beautiful. Let's just say a very beautiful stretch to finish off a beautiful workout. And we are done. Today's Pilates ab and glute workout is complete. Well done. You should feel super proud of yourself. I hope you absolutely loved it and you are loving what you accomplished today. Have a great day. Much love. I'll see you again for your next workout. Bye for now.